y84, then you go to the y equals in this top side, and you can type the equation of the graph. So for any x value, it's this one next to the green button, so x squared, for example, and then I might want to add on 4 lots of x and add on 3. So you're just going to type your equation in there, and then I've pressed enter at the end to lock it in. You're then going to click on graph, and that will then graph your information for you. If you can't see what's happening, then you're going to go to window, and we're going to change our window that we're looking at. So this is changing the minimum and the maximum on the x-axis. So for example, I might want to change this to negative. So that's the negative button next to the enter sign. So -10 to 10. And then on the y, the minimum value, let's change it to -20 and 20. And then I'm going to graph it, and I can see what's happening. If you then wanted to zoom in a bit further, you can either change the window settings. So I might only want half of this to get closer, so -5 and 5, and then -10 and 10. And then regraph it. The other thing you can use is the zoom button, and you can zoom in and zoom out. When you click on those, then you can change where the cursor is. That's the position that you will zoom into. So make sure it's centered around where you want to zoom. If I then want to find my x-axis intercepts, then I'm going to need to go to second function and trace. And this is what's called the 0 values. So I click on 0. I'm then going to use my cursor. I can only do one at a time. I'm going to the left, I'm pressing enter. I'm going to the right, and I'm pressing enter. I press enter a second or third time, and this gives me my answer, so it's at -3 and 0. I then need to repeat the process to find the one on the other side. So I'm going to go to the left, press enter, to the right, press enter. It doesn't matter how far away or how close, I tend to do it about this distance. Press enter again, and I can see my next solution is at -1. If I want to find my minimum point, I can do second function, trace, and I'm looking for the minimum, and it's exactly the same process. Click to the left, click to the right, press enter, and it's -2, -1, so that is my minimum value. If you're looking for the y-axis intercept, there are 2 ways to do it. You can either do second function graph, and this brings up the table of values. That means that when x is 0, y is 3, and that is your y-intercept. You can also pull up other values from the table if you needed it. Or, when we're back in the graph, you can click second function calculations or trace, and this time you can click value, and we want to know the value of the graph when x is 0, and I press enter, and it takes me straight to the y-intercept, which is y equals 3. So if you're needing to sketch any sort of curve, then this is how you would find the y-intercept, the x-intercepts, and any maximum or minimum points.